Hi, and thanks for watching today's really important video. And this is titled Social Security Tax is Fraudulent. And that's because there is a cap on income from which Social Security payments are made. And why should lower income people pay into Social Security on 100% of their income, and higher income people pay only a small fraction of their income into Social Security? And that fraction is 0.8%. That's less than 1%. And we know that our Social Security program is going to be depleted as early as 2035 as the large baby boom generation reaches retirement. At this time in 2020, individuals pay 6.2% on their income up to $137,700 annual income. This means that anyone who makes $137,700 or less annual income pays on 100% of their income. And those who earn more than $137,700 pay on just a fraction of their income. Yet everyone who pays into Social Security eventually receives retirement benefits. Does that seem fair to you? It doesn't seem fair to me. If you were to calculate all the earned income over the $137,700 and the income under that amount, which is reported to the IRS by those who file income tax returns, and compare those numbers with the amount collected by the IRS as Social Security tax, the chart would show how unfair the system is. The income earned by those who make more than that cap would overshadow the amount earned by individuals who earn less than that cap. Yet Social Security tax is not even collected on the lion's share of the total earned income. A millionaire has 99.1% of their income spendable. Whereas myself, for instance, because the last year that I earned income, let's say it was $25,000, I paid $1,500 into Social Security, which is 6.2% of my income, and that left me with 94% of my income to spend. Well, if a person earns $20,000 per year, a change in that percentage could be the difference between paying child care so a mother can work, or food on the table for a family of 6, or college tuition for a teen graduating from high school. However, what difference in the standard of living would pay 6.2% on earned income of, say, $200,000? Certainly it wouldn't be felt at the dinner table. It seems that the cap is lifted beyond that $137,700. The percentage could be drastically reduced across the board. So if everybody, regardless of your income, paid even 1%, you would have billions of dollars more in the tax in the Social Security fund than we have now, just because they stopped even calculating or taking Social Security tax out of incomes beyond that minimal cap. Well, before we go any farther, let's talk about minimum wage. Right now, it's $7.25 per hour, and that's a federal minimum wage. And that has been the minimum wage since 2009. And not even all states have satisfied that mandate yet. So working full-time, that comes to an annual gross income of a little over $15,000 before, and that's gross, before the mandatory federal withholding tax and Social Security and other deductions are taken out of your check. And that's well below the established poverty level of $24,300 for a family of 3. But still, 6.2% is automatically deducted for Social Security tax. And those who are in the lower income brackets pay into Social Security on their entire income. And this really weighs heavily on lower income people. And this is very unfair and the opposite of what it should be, since Social Security was initiated to help lower income people enter retirement. Those who don't have resources to prepare for retirement, like retirement accounts, pensions, investments, etc. There should be a ceiling income below which Social Security is not even paid, at least at the poverty level, and the $137,700 maximum cap should be eliminated or greatly increased. And if it's eliminated, the total percentage of the 6.2% could be drastically reduced for all people paying in. These numbers aren't at my disposal, but I'd venture to say that if we charge 1% on the entire earned income, with no exceptions, there would be a great surplus in the Social Security pool. It only seems fair if low-income people pay 6.2% on their entire incomes. That incomes is greater than the fixed upper limit of $137,700 should pay at least as much as lower income earners. And why is there a cap on Social Security payments at all? Those at the maximum income of $137,700 per year pay into Social Security in that year $8,537. At the federal poverty level income, today I guess for a family of 3, it's $21,720. The amount is $1,346. There are 540 reported billionaires in the U.S., and there's probably more than that by now. And they also pay only $8,537 a year into Social Security, which is almost incalculable. It's so tiny, a tiny percent of their income. And a person with an income of $1 million pays into Social Security less than 1% instead of the 6.2% that people who make less than that cap pay. And according to AmericansForTaxFairness.org, the average federal income tax rate of the richest 400 Americans was just 20% in 2009, which is the last date that I found. Taxing investment income at a much lower rate than salaries and wages are taxed loses $1.3 trillion over 10 years. 1,470 households reported incomes of more than $1 million in that year, but they paid 0 federal income tax on it. Well, I'm going to make another video. Why do billionaires pay 0 in federal income tax, as we've seen recently in Donald Trump's income tax returns, when he's paid 0 in, I believe it was 11 of his last 15 years returns. According to a recent article, and I'll link that below, I'm quoting, "Most workers have Social Security contributions withheld from their paychecks every week for 52 weeks of the year," said Nancy Altman, a co-director of Social Security Works. "If you're a millionaire," I'm quoting again, "you stop paying around February 1st, and you've already by then paid your $8,700 into Social Security." Well, for someone like Warren Buffett, you're done paying into Social Security the first week in January. So after that, there's nothing taken out of your checks. If all salaries were taxed in full, the country's Social Security trust would grow. However, that's not likely to happen anytime soon, especially since Congress is mostly composed of millionaires and rely on wealthy donors who lack incentives to impose such a change. According to recent predictions, the Social Security Fund will be depleted by 2035. Changes must be made now before it's too late for the people who live entirely on their Social Security checks. Altman agrees, arguing that requiring wealthy Americans to pay year-round is an issue of fairness. But as I reported in my video, Demand Tax Reform, the higher the income, the greater chance of paying no taxes at all. If tax loopholes are not plugged, the system will continue to be unfair. Speak up and be part of this People's Voice series that I'm producing. And I do thank you for watching, and please like and leave a comment and subscribe and support People's Voice and bring awareness to the unjust tax laws of our nations. The other videos are Demand Tax Reform, Amortization is Legalized Embezzlement, Trickle Up, Not Trickle Down, and Why I Believe in Democracy. I thank you so much for watching. I just send my love out to everybody, and just hang in there. Let's hope that our future looks better than our past. We all have to get out there and vote to make changes.